to Let's Play No Man's Sky. In this series, The Outer Edge, which explores as many starting worlds and starting systems as far out from the center as I can be as an alternate to the lockstep cycle of the Atlas Path and the rush to the center. I have backed up, and in the numbering system, if you look at my other episodes, you'll see that I am back in the prior sort of episode set. Each main number, stands for a world or at least a system, probably a system that I've explored. Sort of a starting point, a quantum reality for my traveler, this character. And in this case, I have backed up to a save that I ended up saving on my gold flash drive on several copies. Basically an ideal save that I want to be able to absolutely go back to at any time. It is on my favorite world, Kaina, Dhren, the world of my heart, the most beautiful world I've found so far. In one of my starting systems, the second iteration of my character. But more than that, it is after clearing, I would say, 90% of the large number of monoliths I had mapped in a misguided attempt to map things. Long story. And it is at a crash site that I just found of one of two ships. A ship that is one of the ships of my dream and my heart here. The other being the one that I have landed in. So the ship that has crashed is this freighter. And in the light, although you really can't see it in the red glow of the nebula that we're in, this is a Gex system actually, it has an amazing copper color on its tanks. It's a beautiful ship. I love it. I want one, but I haven't been able to choose between it and the class of ship I seem to prefer, which is what I'm calling the Scout Pod. And that one is parked behind this crashed version of the other ship I love. And so I stand, having saved my character at a quantum decision point, where I own now my grasshopper here, another ship I love, and yet I am crashed right before this beauty. So I can choose at any time by backing up to this save which path to take with my reality, with this character's reality. I have been exploring other systems since finding this point, and I've kind of left this to one side for the better part of the last week. I'm back here now because I am beginning to learn more finally about hyperjumps, about the star map, about how jumping works. And above all, what I want to be able to do is identify systems likely to have worlds on them or in them that are as lush, as beautiful, as wonderful as this Savannah Island paradise of Kaina, Dhren. To do that, the only starting point I have, because I've started in a couple of other systems and found the options lacking. Rocky, barren worlds, and that's it. And that's often said to be the most common situation. So, basically, in this world, in this system, oh, the sun's coming up, great. In this system, I managed to grab several antimatters, which means I have several warp cells at this point. So from this decision moment right here, standing before this wreckage, I'm in an incredible position to explore from this system outwards, and that is my plan, starting with this Let's Play and in future Let's Plays, starting from this system. And maybe some of them choosing this other ship and taking this ship out there. Oh, nice. It would have been great if I'd fallen off a cliff, right? Anyway, enough of this. What I'm going to do is stick with the hopper for now. I've got my save. It's not going anywhere. I can come back here at any moment, back up to this moment, this quantum reality, and leave from there. So I'm going to hop in without a care in the world and see what's out there. So here's the deal. I've got my hyperdrive. It has not been loaded. I've got 3 warp cells. Right now I'm not going to worry about getting more. I think I found a sale on antimatter at one point or another. picked them up. What else is the deal? What else was I going to say here? Oh, okay, the system. So here's the deal with the system. In prior episodes I talk about this. You know, it's funny, whenever I return this phase, for some reason it seems to forget a few of my... Oh no, I don't think it is forgetting waypoints. I think it's front-loading waypoints that I accidentally let slip past. Well, that's cool. I think that's what's happening. Anyway, there's a long story about these worlds here that are in yellow. Their real names, because I've hidden them, are actually other than what you see here. One of these is named, I believe this one is named Selena, and this one is named Taylor Swift. And that bugs the heck out of me, of course, so I hid them. But there are some weirdnesses with these, which is that if you were to look at earlier videos I have, in fact, I think one I have saved of a monolith on this very world, on Kaina Dhren, that I've named. Originally I found it before the world was named, so basically I didn't get to naming these in time before this character, or rather this player, Selits, which has been hidden here, but which is visible here because they, by some incredible chance, accepted the standard name of the system, the original name of the system, so that I've left. At any rate, this was the name given to the pre-named version of Kaina Dhren, and this was the name given, I've looked back in the videos, name given to the pre-named version of Gekurag. So there's weirdness, and I'm not sure what's going on with the naming. I may find out more when I get to my star map. I may find that, you know, like when I get back to my system, maybe my names don't stick. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as I can find my way back to this moment in time on Kaina Dhren, I'll be happy. So let's get moving. Let's get out there. Let's make a jump. And the first order of business is going to be, when we're out there, is going to be to determine, I need to get a note card for this purpose. I do take notes, and there are pauses. I'm in it for the exploration. I'm a bit of a methodical player, an intuitive player. I'm not, you're whatever. I mean, if you enjoy this, great. If you don't, then you're not here anymore. That's great too. So I need to write down the class of system that Informolocopy is, because those will be the systems I will begin looking for, both in this save, and probably this is an ideal point to move from because I've got 3 warp cells ready to roll, and that's just at this moment. So, like, I could pick up more while still on Kaina Dhren. Let's charge up. And I'll probably take a screenshot of this milestone. So pardon the blue screen in a moment here, which should come up, maybe not. Yep. Screenshot saved. And let's grab that one too. Nostalgia. It's for the scrapbook, right? All right. And we're going to roll. This is our site. And we will be back, although ironically, we may only be back by saving. We may not find our way back here. You know, if I were using my normal techniques, I would do a number of things right now to find this spot again. I would find the nearest signal scanner, use it to search for the nearest monolith so that that were mapped. I'm not going to worry about it. Do I need 40 slots? You know what? I'm not worried about it. Anyway, I'm basically going to change and update as little as possible. See, and I've already lost it, right? It's amazing how easy it is to lose things here. And that, you'll see, that's the situation with the star map as well. I mean, you probably know that already. I'm the slowest player in the world. So we're not going to, invest. We're going to use this sheerly for exploration the first time out, fully planning that I'm going to back up to this prior save on disk. And the beauty of it is, I have discovered and found the Zumiokina S-38 you see on the right of my panel. That's the ship that I found. That's the other one I love. And there's me, the Geochief S-85. At any rate, do I need more thamium? No, I'm not going to worry about it. I forgot, of course, what I was going to say. If you name... I have discovered that if you name a system, even if you return to a prior save, and this makes perfect sense because it's sending it up to the database, right? Even if you return to a prior save, the star map preserves that naming. That's wonderful and great and perfect and just the way it should be. So we can explore up to 3 hops in any given iteration without worrying. All right, let's take a look and see what the deal is. Star map time. Okay. Good old... I just still can't believe that. I mean, I was born on this system, and I just took too much time for naming, so there you have it. Anyway, Informolocopy, the J-Tapy Void, class G6. That's interesting. All right, 4 planets. See, this is really weird. This is really weird. Yep. Very interesting. Because more planets than that showed up on my... In fact, I wonder if I can... No, I can't. Interesting. I was going to say, I wonder if I can look at my system manifest. All right, let's try something, actually. Back in my system. Kaina Dhren shows up. Look, 4 planets. Kaina Dhren, Gek Zub, which I hit my button, aqaraza, and aqaraza. Celits, before leaving the system, named 2 of them. So these are echoes or shadows. I mean, in a way, this is basically just a little about what to expect if and when someone else discovers your system. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It doesn't matter, because I'm going to find many Kaina Dhrens. That's my goal. I mean, Kaina Dhren will always be the planet of my heart, but I really want to see if I can find more. So, the magic system type we are looking for, at least under this scheme, you know, using what we know so far, which is not much, is G6. We're going to start with looking for other G6 systems. G6, we're writing it down. In the dark. Informolocopy. I'm writing that down too. And my goal in naming is to stay relatively close, or at least use as inspiration the atlas-given names that that planets originated with. And I'm going to write down Kaina Dhren. It's really weird. If you ever find a system out there called Informolocopy, and you explore that system, and you find that there is a planet named Selena, but no planet named Gek-Kurag, I believe that's the situation, and you then find that there's a planet named Kaina Dhren, but no planet named Taylor Swift, or vice versa, you'll know you're in this system. But that's all you'll know, because I don't know what's going on with the naming. It's very, very strange. Like, it shouldn't let me name a world unless my name is actually valid. Anyway, whatever. Okay. So, here's where we are. We're looking for G6s. And before I even scan for discoveries, I'm just going to take a quick look around. The orange path is the critical path towards the center of the galaxy. That is not what we want. We want to explore the outer edge, so we're really not concerned with that. The closest system by far looks to be this one here. And before, it wouldn't let me access it. It would only let me go along this path of least resistance. Once you start going, if you've done this before, if you've looked at any other videos of someone doing this, it very, very quickly pushes you past and away from your where you started. My goal is to be able to find my way back to where I started every time. So taking small hops is the first step. I'm in a Gex system. I want to be in a Korvax system with a beautiful planet to explore, much like Kaina Dhren. That's interesting. See, it's yellowish and orangish. And then the other ones in the distance are whitish. So I wonder if that's G class. That one looks very, very close. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scan for discoveries. That's going to tap the internet. And the trick I've heard, one trick I've heard for finding your original system in a pinch is to disconnect your system from the internet before you scan for discoveries, because then it's only going to be able to show you ones that you've already discovered. We're not going to worry about that just yet. So select nearest. Let's hit that. See, and this is funny. It goes way down to one down there, even though, and that's class G2. See, discovered by I killed you 55, and miraculously, it was not named, whatever, Dimofo. It was, the name was taken of the original system. At any rate, we're not going to go there. I'm going to get back up to Inframolocopy, try to. And this will be good for practice navigating this thing as well. So let's, oh, that was undiscovered, but that's not the only one either. Let's, oh, that's, oh good, it is, boy, this thing really hops around like crazy. We want the one down here. Yes. Undiscovered, class G2. Several of these have been G2. Nominally, we're looking for G6. But I tell you, I'm curious about the other types as well. It's interesting that the Korvax system we found before was see, look, pausing was a F, I think it was F class. Let me take a look. Was it F? Yes, F, and F was quite inhospitable. So I wonder if G, I wonder. Like, I might want to explore a G2 and see if they're hospitable as well. Look to the left, the lower part of the screen. Do you see those flickers? I don't know why those are flickering, but I'm intrigued, as waypoints, what do they mean? That's what I don't want to lose. 6.8 light years away, super close. All right. Let me back up a little. Ooh, wow. It's amazing how quickly, when you back up, man, that thing just pushes you right out. I can't seem to push towards that very bright one off that way. Get away from the center. Look the other direction. Okay. Now, so that one's probably the closest one. And it won't even, it's giving me a hard time. What about this one? Undiscovered G5P. 21 light years away. All right, I tell you what. Using my, I don't think that's it, is it? G2. Yeah, that was it. Because this is Inframolocopy. Let me back up again. Man, you can really just quickly take a look. I'm going to go for that one, okay? Undiscovered G8F. G6, interesting. Oh, see, that's weird. It's not, oh, okay. See, now why can I not get back to it? I'm pushing. Fine. Luckily, the waypoint's still saved. One nice thing is all around this neighborhood, I'm seeing quite a few undiscovered planets. And if I do, one approach to take might be to just really scout and explore this local neighborhood. G5P, 21 light years. I'm really glad that that waypoint is saved. Of course, the moment I go, it's going to disappear, which means that the best thing to do is to go to the closest. So, although this is a G2 and not a G6, we're going to go to it One thing we will learn, at least, you know, by exploring the worlds there, is just how, you know, like, are there any habitable worlds, or much less beautiful worlds there? There are only 3 planets, although there are 2 moons. Man, that is bright as heck. I don't know. I just don't. Look at these beauties here. Let me back up a little. Look at that. Look at that. In fact, you can actually see solar flares. That's actually super cool. That's fun. That's interesting. That's along the critical path. That's interesting. I wonder if it's a G6. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to find out. You know, I have to say, being in this little stellar chart is actually kind of fun, too. Boy, it's quite a ways away, though. Pretty sure that's the one. Man. Bright. Can't really... And, interestingly, it won't let me follow it. Far out. Okay. Welp, then definitely this is where we're headed. Let's see what a G2 system is like, alright? Alright, let's do it. Kind of like, oh wow, okay, oh, worked right in. So that immediately down below looks to me a bit like a watery world, but you really never know. That's something I've learned the hard way. So first thing we're going to do is head to the space station. I wonder what, let's though also find out what the makeup of these asteroids is. Good old Thamium-9, awesome, old, reliable. Oh, wow, we're right there. I do like when you warp to a system, you're right next to the space station. So, order of business in a new system. First, determine what culture controls the system. My goal is a Korvax-controlled system because I'm most interested in exploring the Korvax lore, and I want to find a world as hospitable as Kaina Dhren, essentially what I'm calling a Dhren-class planet, a dream planet. That I can explore that lore on at my leisure. So first order of business, check the station because the folks who fly in will be of the species and the culture that system is. Second order of business is to make landfall on the most promising looking or interesting or whatever world you can, and I would probably choose the one we're orbiting because of that appearance of water. To see immediately whether or not that system is out to kill you. And that will determine some things about, you know, how long you want to stay. From there, then, it's scouting the rest of the planets. But in my case, I would back up. You know, if I found too many inhospitable worlds, I would back up to my save on flash drive and see what I could do from there. So, first order of business: check the station, see what culture system we're in. We are looking for a Korvax system. For those just joining, hello and welcome. I just took my first jump from my favorite world, a kind of a lush garden world, and I am looking for another lush garden world. And the original was a G6 class system. I'm in a G2 class system because it was the closest, and I want to be able to backtrack. And we'll find out a little bit about how, you know, I guess, how much of an indicator G-class as a whole is for hospitability, for things like water, for things like atmosphere. Now, it may relate to the star, and it may have nothing to do with the planets themselves. If I don't see a ship come up, here we go. No, if I don't see a ship come in, I can just check the culture of this system by going to trade, and I guess that's what I'll do. And then we'll scout a little bit of this system. And Gek. Alright, this is a Gek system. Now, I happen to know that that does not matter. Tell you what, while I'm here I'm going to do one thing, which is check whether or not, hello to you too, check whether or not antimatter is for sale on the market. I picked up the ones I got through market. I doubt that it is, because I think they tend to want to strand you in whatever new system you end up in. So, I'm happy about having stored up 3 warp cells before that happened. So this is a Gek system. Now, if this were actually the first jump I had ever made, I would immediately suspect that regions of space were keyed to certain cultures. But I did make a jump prior to this on an alt, on another save, in a totally different system and a totally different start, that went from a Korvax system to a Gek system. So my suspicion is that the cultural center of the system is random, or at least is not tied to proximity necessarily. I don't necessarily have anything I need to do here. It's a Gek system, and I don't necessarily want to stay on a Gek system. So I've explored a lot of the Gek lore to this point, and I really want to get to a place where I can explore the Korvax lore in peace. So what we're going to do is make planetfall. That's a cute little ship. I do tend to like the scouting pods, because the next order of business is to see just how hospitable this G2 system is for life. And really what I should have done, so that looks to me like there's a lot of water there. Oh wait, there looks like there's a planet behind it. Another thing I like to do, by the way, is fly towards the poles. We have other planets out here, it's hard to see, and I tell you what, in order to give myself maneuverability, I will head towards this pole. The reason I fly towards the poles is that it's one of the only chances you have of discovering sites, mapping locations, in a relatively constrained geographic area. Now, it's not perfect because the pole seems to shift around, at least on the planets I've done this on so far. But, you know, it's better than nothing. So what I'm going to do while we're coasting along is check mark down the class of system. You know what? Oh, gosh, I didn't write it down, and it's a G2. It's a G2. Here, I'm going to look at my map. It's very interesting to me that planetary class, or I'm sorry, system class does not show up on your system information. It only shows up from the star map. Okay. Petrovayev. That's actually a really cool name. I like that. But I would name this system, my habit now is to name it with a suffix that tells an explorer what culture to expect when they get there, since culture does seem to be centered on a given system. So I'm going to write G2. And I probably won't rename that live, because I always think about these things a little, but I'll probably name it something like Petrovayev. I really like that, Petrovayev. Petrovayev Gek, G-E-K-H. And I add the H, I also add the H to Korvax, K-H-O-R-V-A-X, just to give a hint of a kind of ancientness to these worlds, because these are the worlds on which these species began and lay down their ruins and lay down their lore. You know, I don't know, it's just playing around. Anyway. Okay. Let's check it out. Oh, it's a moon. Oh, interesting. Okay. No worries. That's cool, though. I mean, if it's a water moon, that would be, you know, useful to know. I'll be really curious to see. Well, we definitely have water, liquid at least. Oh, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. Always strange when the thing is rendering. But, so far at a glance, very, very rocky. G2. I've been researching a little bit the classifications of systems, and there doesn't seem to be... What is that? Hold on a second. Oh, it's a it's a tiny little plant, just kind of hanging out there on top of that little spike. Oh wow, okay, I'm gonna try it again. I'm definitely an explorer. I'm definitely in it for the... There we go. Yep, it's a little like fungus plant or something. Definitely in it for the caves and the alcoves and the bays and the species. Yep, little kind of cactus thing. Oh wow, that's actually kind of cool. Look at the sky, it's blue. What are these? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, wow, wow. What are those? Flying creatures. Oh wow, okay. Wow, those are really cool. Those are kind of cool looking. Are they airborne predators? Oh my gosh. Wow. It would be pretty neat actually to find a planet like this that was not instantly out to kill you. I'm in it for the creatures, I'm in it for the... Yeah, I just love to explore. Look at those. It's interesting that they're clustered almost like a flock. It's really clear view of the space station. I love the purple sky. Wow. Well, very interesting. I mean, if this world is not out to kill me, I might spend a little time here. And they're gone. It's okay, we're going to keep coasting. So, on landfall... Oh, there they are. God, those are cool. Look at those. Wow. And what is... Oh, it's coral. Okay. Seems like large formations, although it's always a little hard to tell from a height. We've got a signal beacon. Very, very barren terrain. So what I tend to do is... Those are super cool. Unless they're I guess they would attack me. I wonder if flying creatures attack you. Let's just follow them. I wish I could fly a little slower. Wow, super cool. Wow, those are really cool. Man, there's a couple types it almost seems. Those are a different color. Wow. It would be interesting if one of them attacked me, wouldn't it? Alright, alright. Yeah, there's absolutely two types there. That is incredible. There's a bunch of these guys. I mean, I almost wonder if they're one of the major life forms. And if so... Yeah, alright, alright. Back to business. So, here's the deal. We are roughly at the pole. If I kind of noodle around here, I should stay in a more or less findable spot. Wow. What I'm looking for is either a trading post or a landing pad. I want to land without a hit on my plutonium. And I also want to quickly check the trading. I forgot this is a Gex system, so I'm going to be limited here. Because I really don't want to... I mean, I've explored a bunch of Gex lore, and it's interesting, but I really, really, really want to explore Korvax lore. It's alright. Okay, we're going to keep flying. Make broad circles. Tell you what, let's head for that landmass there. I just feel like making one more flyby of these guys. Look at them. God. Just can't believe it. Super cool, man. Look at those. God, they're huge. Alright, anyway. Okay, keep flying. I mean, I'm not I would land and scan them. Maybe I'll land and scan them. What's the worst that can happen? They attack me, I die. It'd be a bummer. What if that didn't happen? You get to scan these crazy guys. See where I want to be. I think over here. I'm gonna try it. Really kind of risky, but I'm gonna try it. I don't enjoy combat. I don't enjoy shooting or killing the animals. I don't enjoy sentinels. So that's why I'm trying to find a relatively neutral system to explore from and on. Unfortunately, I really don't think I'm going to be able to be. I'm going to be close enough to those guys. All right, we're going to let him go for now. I'm sure there'll be many, 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 many more. We're looking for a landing pad. See, some just materialized right there. Oh wow, right there, right there. I would have to think if these guys really were hostile or could attack me, they would have done so by now. Like giant flying eels. That's incredible. Alright, this is beautiful. Love the sky, love the purple sky. Very barren, but this is a moon. Essentially, when I land on the landing pad, I have a shot at, you know, running indoors if the whole environment is radioactive and toxic. And honestly, given the sparsity of, at least of plant life, it is quite possible that this environment is a bit toxic, you know? I'm not seeing many more of those guys. Kind of makes me want to turn around. Well, I think... see, it's almost like... What if they were following me? It's just amazing. Alright. Yeah, they're everywhere. There are plenty of them. I'm going to get up here. Hoping on top of this mountain we have a nice observatory or something. It's not always a given. In fact, I'm surprised at how seldom it's a given. I also don't see, well, there are plutonium deposits, I suppose, but they seem like they might be pretty large, which again tells me this planet might be a bit inhospitable. For some reason, a lot of times those deposits are on... Okay, here we go. We at least have a camp. I much prefer a landing pad, so we'll take one quick look around the island. That's an interesting formation. Hold on a second. I do break for geological formations as well. Spike. Oh, there's a shadow. Oh wow. Yeah, I almost feel like they're following me. I do love how the game allows you open interpretations, you know. You just... Those little dollops almost from a distance look like houses or structures, even though we know they're not. Okay. Pretty rough terrain. Aha. Okay. This is hopeful. Come on up. It's another small camp. Nope. I'm not gonna put up... I'm gonna... Oh, it's interesting. Okay. More formations are resolving. This does have really interesting terrain, and I find that most worlds with water have ultimately pretty interesting terrain. Deep ravines. Worlds, for me so far, worlds without water can be pretty depressing. I can even go for a while. Wow, they are everywhere. I can even go for a while in a world with oh wow, okay. Here's a creature as well. Large. Yeah, I get the feeling this world is going to be somewhat hostile. In terms of atmosphere, and now that I see a very large land creature, somewhat hostile in terms of fauna. I don't know. I'm looking for a docile. Anyway, I'm not looking for. Oh wow, he's just kind of running around in place. I really want to see him. I'm not looking for this system anyway because it's a Gex system, but I want to give exploration its due, you know. Yeah, he's kind of going to one place. It's almost like he's stalking me. Alright, well. Can't get over these guys. Wow. Very, very cool. I just want to take one more pass at these guys because they're amazing. Oh my gosh, so cool! Like flying giant eels. I have no idea if they're going to try to eat me. Oh, is this a landing pad? It might be. It looks like it might be. I believe it is. Yes, we're in luck. Great. Alright, let's see what the deal is with this world. Oh, come on. Oh, I hate when I don't land. Alright, now. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, so I always try to save a screenshot of the world. I do have the description, just not the name. That's okay. Not ideal, but there it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Ah, and it's gone. Alright, sorry about that. First things first. Is the environment trying to kill me? Check my meter. 2.8 tox, not bad. Alright. Check for hostiles. Immediately try to scan those guys as long as there's nothing. Okay, so cross our fingers. Docile, that's what we want. That's what we like to see. Great, and over here. Amenable, alright, that's good too. Great. Super exciting. Now these guys, oh my gosh. Oh, look at those. Erratic. Elderly, wow. So incredibly cool. God. Alright. Alright. Wow. I think that's, yeah, that's what I had, docile. That's great. And I don't know whether, let's go ahead and grab the plutonium while the plutonium is good. You can never ever have too much plutonium. Okay. What can we check? Let's take a quick look at the environment here. Docile herbivore, beautiful. Amenable, nice. Erratic, but I'm on the ground, so maybe that's okay. And look at all the life forms. Quite a few. I almost always accept the original Atlas given names for things on the surface. Moistureless, low security, barren, fauna copious, which certainly seems to be true. There are a lot of animals. So this is interesting because, you know, I've come up with a bit of a naming scheme to classify some of the different types of worlds. He's curious about my craft there, isn't he? Oh, guy above me. I just love those guys. And I know there were 2 types. I'm going to be probably going after the same type for hours trying to find the other one. Anyway, so here's the deal. If this world were instantly out to kill me, if, I mean, the temperature's really not too bad. I'm still learning Celsius to Fahrenheit, but I believe that is something like, what is that? What did it say? -5 degrees. Yeah, you know, well, interesting. So it's cold, but it's not so cold. It's basically like 32 degrees, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's cold. It's, you know, frigid. It's a high desert. Look at that thing. Crazy little green rock. Let's try the water. Let's see if the water is acidic or anything like that, and whether the water is filled with creatures out to kill me. And again, I'm on the deep scan right now for creatures. I believe what did it say? Low security? Low security, that's what I love. Sentinels, low security. That's great. And that's hopeful, you know, it's hopeful that the entire system may be somewhat low security in that situation. We will see. Try not to do too much of this kind of scanning. I don't want to get eaten while I am not really paying attention. He's docile. So when something's that big, it's a little hard to take their word for it. All right. Crazy little. Is that iron? Yeah. I do like small chunks of iron because iron can be one of the hardest things to harvest. Man, he really is close in. It's interesting. I mean, he may be docile, but he's not afraid of hanging out. In fact, it'd be interesting to see how close I could get, given that they have classified him as docile. Also looking for other animals. I have to keep reminding myself I'm unlikely to spend much time in this system. But honestly though, having a planet whose environment is not out to kill you is very, very handy, especially for mining. So, here's the deal. If as I explored, I found that that the animals were a mixed batch, and that's almost certain to be the case. With that many animals, it's almost certain that there are at least a few predators among them. If I find that's the case, then I believe I would classify this planet a type I'm currently calling an XOLVIT, Solvit planet. It's a puzzle to be solved. It could be a great place to be if you could figure out the angles, that kind of thing. I'm going to take a quick look for aquatic creatures and for the nature of the water. Is it going to kill me? So far I am not dead. Air only 13.5 toxicity though, and that's a major uptick in toxicity. Bit of radiation. Get out and look at that go down. So unfortunately the water is a bit toxic. Don't at a glance see any aquatic creatures, but I wouldn't necessarily spend much time in this water with the toxicity where it is. Look around. .5. It is beautiful in its way, though. Alright. Oh, look at that. Let's go ahead and grab this guy. Wow. It's moving a bit. This one won't even resolve. Alright, that's crazy. Okay. Let's check these guys. Come on, baby. Submissive, beautiful, wonderful, excellent. Wow, and there's a bunch of them at once. There is a lot of wildlife here. So for everyone I find, look at that, I love the youngsters. Look at that guy. Look how the hind legs start out much shorter. Oh no, it's a different type? Submissive. Interesting. Yeah, because it's this type. Wow. How strange. These are two different species. Basically for... Is there something over here? Same thing. For everything I can tick off the list, the world becomes less dangerous of a place, but it only takes the appearance of one alpha predator for me to classify a world as a place I'm not ultimately going to spend a ton of time. Alright, I don't actually have necessarily a bunch of selling to do, but it is a good idea to check. Hello, sir. Usually I can, now that I know the entire Gek language, I should be able to tell everything this guy says. Essentially, I've discovered as much about the Gek as I really would like to about the Korvax. Okay. Well, this is a difficult outpost. It's great. And my standing with the Gek couldn't get any higher, so... Ramirke Arna. Now, it is worth checking the exchange rate for bypass chips here. Always a good thing to know. Remember I said I wasn't going to do much because I have a prior save. Golden save, as it were. But let's go ahead and just do this. Yeah, not the best in the galaxy, but okay. So at this point, we have, wow, this world is teeming with life. Now, what that could mean is that the whole system may be teeming with life. He's really cool. So far I'm very happy with the wildlife. Those guys are quite similar. Oh, look at that. Oh, huh. See, that's funny to me sometimes. They have the same name and they're essentially the same species, but they show up as two different types, male and female. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, whatever. So, 30% of the way through the... what is this one? Oh, right. I saw it. I think I found it in my star map. I just didn't go there. It's interesting that these things quickly populate your star systems list. Huh. Weird. I wonder how you collapse them. Can I collapse them? I don't want to hide it. Anyway, whatever. I'm not going to mess with it. So here I am. I very soon will have to name this. I'm probably not going to explore another world in this Let's Play. I just wanted to get to this system and get a sense of what its nature was. It's a Gek system, so I'm still on the lookout. Probably, in fact, that means this is the only planet, since it's really not too bad. This will be like my stopping off point. I'll rename and classify it, depending on whether or not I find any other predators. It may be a mining world. If it doesn't have, you know, an overabundance of predators, I just like those guys. Alright, let's try again. Yep. I know there was a darker variety, like a black These guys? Yes. Because there's like a... Oh no, it's the same one. It'd be good to scan a few more species. Oh, like that one. Looks like a little, amenable. Great. I'm really liking the, species breakdown here so far. It would be really neat to find a world that was teeming with life and wasn't out to kill me. Even if it wasn't quite as interesting to explore because of a lack of vegetation. It does have lucky clovers though, so it can't be all bad, right? Take a look at this guy. It's always when I'm zoomed in like this that I think I'm gonna get bushwhacked by a giant toothy predator. Alright, I need to land in a new place. Did I have any more I need to sell? No. And again, I should not mess around too much because I'm not necessarily staying with this. But I have habits. One of them is that... Let's see what this guy is. Is he the same? Nope, he's different. Man. Prey. Prey always implies a predator. Although... it's hard to say. I think the babies are always the same. Infant. Amazing. So one of my customs is I always grab plutonium before I'm allowed to get back on the ship. Alright, I'm going to try taking another flight, spotting an animal type I haven't seen before and scanning it. It'd be nice to get... Now that I know I can get out of the pod, I can land by any any good deposit of plutonium. It'd really be nice to get a scan of the darker variety of flying eel. I should really call them by their proper names, right? What are they? Nowhere to go. That's weird. He's actually not on my list. What? Hold on a second. This is weird. Okay. Dacrypreb. Urlef. I like Urlef. So the other variety of Urlef, probably the other variety of Dacrycleb. Anyway, let's do that one more time. Man, you know, exploring a world like this, you would end up with creatures pretty quickly. He's a cutie. And I love some of these little cactuses. Green water, barren red rock. An unforgiving landscape. Okay. Don't know whether I've seen him or not. Not enough in concentration to warrant a landing. Don't know whether I've seen them or not. Man, it seems like everywhere you land, you are bound to run into creatures. Oh, another landing pad. Alright. Okay, I'll take it. Let's do it. That's actually really great. Oh, and there's a ship there, so I can't. That's interesting. What was... I'm fascinated by some of the coloration. There's green... Probably sort of oxide in the... There's a large fellow. I believe I've seen him. Look at this thing, though. It's clusters of... It's almost coral. There's definitely life. And one thing I've found about some of these more barren worlds is that life really clusters around... Oh my gosh, wow. Yep. So now, the question is, are those the same, or are they different from the ones I've already seen? Wow. I feel really bad if I ran into one of them. I think they're the same. And I may have been hallucinating the difference. I mean, then again, in the light, it's going to be really tricky to spot a difference unless it's an obvious major difference in coloration. I'm just gonna land. I think I can't, because that ship is still there. Or is it? Maybe it's not. It's gone. Great. Let's land. Yep, that should do it. I do like the bright coloration on the... Okay, let's see what we got. Wow, I cannot believe all the wildlife. It's a little ridiculous. There's one over here I haven't seen before. Yep. Prey. Man, I tell ya, I hear that and I get a bad feeling, because prey implies a predator. Not necessarily though. I mean, I'm not sure that No Man's Sky is so. These guys are amazing. I'm not sure that No Man's Sky is as organized as all that. But I would be very, very surprised if a world with this much life did not have a few predators. I mean, that would make sense. It's really not bad so far for a desert world like this. Okay. So I was going to use this just to scout life. Is there even anything else I need to do? I don't know that there is. Hold on. I can sell that dagger. And that carrot sheet. Oh yeah, I should hit the save flag. Hello, Mr. Geck. It's okay, no time to talk right now. Okay. By custom, I don't get back in the ship unless I have grabbed some plutonium. I need to make my way to the save flag anyway, so stick around. Ah, sun's coming down. Sometimes, although not as often as I would think, imagine, dusk brings a change in the animal life. I do like the coloration of the, it's like the structures are colored to reflect the local flora and fauna. I always think that's a nice touch. I think I haven't grabbed these guys yet. Yep. Thought I saw the save flag. There. Taking my time, because at this point my goal is just to grab a few more animal samples. Try and get a sense of how aggressive this world is. I believe I have him already. Oh no! Huh. Vectorized. Okay. Oh, unconcerned. Amazing. God, they are... Really, this world is teeming with life. And that's crazy. I mean... Given how harsh it is... Then again, the atmosphere, that's the thing, the atmosphere isn't that harsh. One thing we've learned so far is that, at least by the logic of No Man's Sky, animals can live in all kinds of places. So, now, here's something that just occurred to me. One thing I've found in the past is that the caves, especially on some of these heavy life worlds, can often be the site of a large amount of life. That is almost as much as I could possibly hope for without alerting a sentinel. In fact, here he comes to check out my handiwork. The sun goes down, and the world becomes a different place. Is that a new one? I think it is. Yep. No. There we go. That was an animal. There we go. Look at these guys. Timid. Beautiful. 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 So basically I need to check out a cave. I should expect that I will get attacked. If I do, I'll run the other way. I'm really not in it for the combat, so... how far am I? 50%. In half the life on this world so far. So the reason I'm exploring this more deeply, even though this is a Gex system, is that I love exploring, and I'm fascinated by worlds on which there is an abundance of wildlife. Oh, is that a new one? Every new one I get is, yep. I'm concerned. One step closer. Of course, in theory, you know, it gets harder and harder to find new ones. But my suspicion is when I head in the cave, I will likely encounter something new. And probably something out to get me. Can't get him. Trap here. I always think it's when I'm looking through this guy that I'm gonna get attacked. Man, they're definitely everywhere. I mean, oh, can I feed? Let's try. Love feeding the wildlife. Wow. I love it. I love it. Unfortunately, then they do tend to run in your path and, you know, get in the way of your thorium mining, or your plutonium mining. But that's alright. They're cute. I love that you can see the space station right here. This is a beautiful planet at night. I really like this. I mean, it's just a moon, but... Hello, fellow! Okay, you're gonna have to leave me alone. I have to go in this cave so that I can be attacked. Alright, ship is there. What do you want me to look at? What? That was a little weird. You wanted me to look at him to know he was happy? Okay. Yes, I've been feeding the wildlife. Alright, well, I gotta go for it. I gotta peek in the caves. I need to know. Ah, those things. Wonderful. I love them. New one? No. I just love, you know, to be able to walk around all these animals and not have them kill me. Super cool. But the oceans and the caves are where that can change. If there's, you know, an additional airborne species, that would explain part of the absence. Gotta do this. I really don't... I don't know. Tell you what. I gotta trust. I mean, yes, there may be a predator. Won't be the end of the world. I can turn and run. And plus, look at all these guys that are not. Now, is that a new one? Does a red dot mean it's new? It does. Timid. I'm really feeling hopeful here somehow. So, given if the red dot means, so this could well be a mining world. Look at this. You got a quantum fog over there, something that won't resolve. I find that really interesting. There you go. Oh my! Oh, it's my friend. Hello. That's really great. So funny. I've got a friend. I appreciate that. 57% complete. Man, I wonder. Well, gotta try to check. Alright. Oh yeah, I was gonna try and grab this guy. You know, for a barren world, there's a lot of life here, which I think is really cool. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Ah, it gets cold at night. Okay. Good to know. Alright. Watch for that predatorial mark. God, I hate this. Not bad so far. I mean, if I'm attacked, I can turn and run and maybe jet. I do have good stamina boost. But bad place to be. Alright. So shallow cave, no problem. I haven't done enough exploring of caves for wildlife to know how much to trust that sort of first impression. You know, it's habit now. I mean, I don't even need to be mining, since this is, I'm not necessarily going to save this, but it's just habit. Good. Sun's about to rise. Alright, let's check one more cave. Ah, God, this thing's... Okay. Those are all known creatures. Very interesting. It is nice. Once you zoom your visor in, man, look at all this plutonium. This would absolutely, in fact, we're past the 50% mark. I am, did he just like disappear? That was weird. I am really tempted to classify this a Ming class planet, which simply means a mining planet. That, this is where you could go to find resources. Man. Alright. That's the deal. I'm going to classify this a Ming class planet. I'm going to take one more flight to try and find that other species of airborne. Look at them all. Unbelievable. I love all the wildlife here. This is really cool. I'm fond of this planet so far. And then I'll call it a day for this particular Let's Play. And so the deal is probably this will be the only world I will scout or survey in this system. I'll name the system, name this moon, and essentially I'll have a bastion. Probably what I should also do is hit the signal scanner, although I've heard once you leave a system, your anything you've scanned on the surface disappears. So all, you know, I need to get to a mountaintop. I'm gonna get to a mountaintop in sight of some of those creatures. Manufacturing facility detected. Why? Why? What? That doesn't... Abandoned facility detected. Why? Alright, that's a little weird. I mean, I've done a lot. Contain new crafting formulas. Why would it detect that? That's weird. I don't understand. How far away is it? Off planet. Forget that. You know, I wonder what it is. Oh! I've warped once. It's going to try and send me on quests towards the anomaly because I'm on the Atlas path. Alright, that makes sense, but I'm not concerned with that right now. It's good to know. All I'm trying to do is get one more scan of... That's where I was, right? I think. Either that or there are just a lot of landing pads around here. Which would be great, don't get me wrong. Check. No, okay. A lot of oxides in the ground and air. This is a planet, you know, it's hard on the eyes. I couldn't necessarily spend a lot of time here. But at night I could. And ironically, nights when it's cold, but it's not that cold, you know. I could shield myself against that. Really pretty at night, actually. Is that where I was? Did I just go in another circle? I'm gonna have to get some distance, or I'm not gonna be able to figure out what I'm doing. All right, let's go towards the planet. So yes, I would note this moon, name this moon, and this would sort of be my beachhead in this system. And I would move on to the next system. I would, because again, I'm looking for a Gex system with a hospitable world. I now know that at least some hospitability and water is possible in a G2 class system, and that's a good thing to know. I know it's possible because I'm here. It's a G2 class system, and here is some. Okay, now, question is, let's get some air. It is nice to see blue skies, even though they're probably blue for completely different reasons than ours. Just want to know if these are different. They look different in this light, but it doesn't necessarily mean they are. You know what? I'm going to take a gamble and land. If I can find some plutonium, make it worth my while. Try to get a... Oh, wow. Great place to get a scan. Man, look at this. It's like a breeding ground. This is crazy. They look the same. I swear I saw two different species, but you know, if there are, this is the place I would discover it because, see, he looks a little different. Because there are just so many right here that, you know, oh, there's something possibly new. Okay, all right. Let's find some plutonium. Yeah, I was right across there. That's where I first landed. Got it. This is great. Perfect. I wonder if there's a base here. But I needed to be close enough to image them. There's some. Alright, that might be my place. Look at this. This is like... Oh my gosh. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. That's going to be it. that was my one and only spot. There we go. Alright, cross our fingers. Let's actually try this little maneuver. Land on top of my ship. Good way to stay safe from anything that may be in the... Wow. God, unbelievable. So cool. Alright. Unconcerned. I like that description, unconcerned. I think there are way too many... Is that snow? Hard to say. The temperature... It's cold. That could have been snow. Anyway, if I say it's snow, it's snow, right? Alright, wow. That'll be nice to grab before I go. I got these guys. Okay, here goes. Yep, green. So beautiful. I really love them. Green, green. Green. Interesting. All right. Well, Alright, well, whatever else may be here on this world, I've sampled what I can sample here. I'll explore a little more and move on. I think probably what I'm going to do is explore more of this system, but I'm not going to record it. So next time I record it may be to try and scout another system, still looking for a Korvax system, ideally a G6. With that in mind, thanks for playing.